Hey future dev, this is V, and this is Code in Heaven. Today we're going to talk about every dev's nightmare. Just kidding, JavaScript. So that will be the first video in a series of videos that will help you to level up your JavaScript skills. So please get comfortable, open your code editor, and we're going to start. So my first thing, what I want to talk about is what is JavaScript and why do we actually need it? So as you might know, it's a scripting language, and that was developed in 1990s. So today, it's very widely used to add interactivity and behavior to websites and web applications. With JavaScript, you can create animations, manipulate HTML elements. You also can change the text content, styles. You know, you probably saw these like nice headers that are following you everywhere, change the colors, and all these amazing smooth animations. It all can be done with JavaScript. However, even you can use JavaScript for nice flash animation and dynamic behavior for your website, you also can run it as a server language. And this is all can be done using Node.js. So this is a runtime environment for JavaScript. And pretty much when it was invented, it did put our JavaScript into the same league as languages like a Python, C#. I mean, not as fancy, of course, but you can run it on a server. Yes, that's a big deal. So to sum it up, JavaScript is a programming language heavily used in web development that brings dynamic behavior to your applications. All right, now it's coding time. Time to write your first JavaScript line. So as I mentioned before, JavaScript is used to add functionality to your website. But on its own, JavaScript can't run outside the browser. So there are three common ways to see it in action. First one, in the browser. Another way is by using local website files, like for example we have page HTML or index HTML, and use it with script.js. And the third way to make your JavaScript run is installing Node.js locally and run this script with the command node name of the file. Simple, right? Alright, now I want you to execute your JavaScript file directly in your browser. Pretty much, we're opening a new tab. You can press Ctrl+Shift+I or right-click anywhere on the page and choose Inspect. Now you should see Developer Tools. We're going to Console tab, and now you can see the cursor, right? So I'm going to type console log hello world and click enter and see what's going to happen next. So now you should see a new line printed with hello world. Obviously, this is not the best place to write large amount of JavaScript, but it's a great way to experiment. You can also try typing simple expression like 5 plus 6, so the console should return us 11. Okay, we had some fun with DevTool console. Now it's time to see how JavaScript works with your actual website, because that was just a child play. Okay, so you can download a code example with all necessary files from the repository that I linked in the YouTube, so check this out. Or you can start coding with me right now. So I'll walk you through creating the project step by step so you could be good. All right, so first of all, we're going to select a folder anywhere in my directory where I want to store my website. Well, that will be a very simple website, just a few pages, but whatever. So inside that folder, we want to create two files, index.html and script.js. Yes, so let's just start with index.html. I'm going to use our hotkey HTML5 in our Visual Studio Code and upload this basic template, right? So we have our body. And inside our body, I'm going to create a tag main and our heading 1. Let's maybe name it JavaScript is the best, and a button. A button will say something like click me to see the title change. So the main idea will be when we click on the button, our heading will change from current title to some other text. So another thing I wanted you to do, I want to add a tag named script and attach source to our JS file, because this is how you actually connect them, right? So you either have a script internally, just like with CSS, right? Or you attach or kind of link this script that external, right? So we will try both in this case, right? So let's just do with our regular script.js. Okay, awesome. So right now, I wanted you to go to script.js file, and the first thing we're going to do is type alert, and maybe let's welcome our user, saying, hello user, welcome to JavaScript. Alright, right now what I want us to do is actually check out the result. So let's open our browser and open index.html and see. Yep, that works. Awesome. Let's go back to our script.js and maybe make it more interactive, such as add this functionality to our button, since it doesn't work yet, but we're going to make it work. So I'm going to add a few more lines. My first line will be document add event listener. So this one is how you attach events to your JavaScript, like to listen. So this particular one we're adding is actually saying as soon as all elements on the page will load, right? So it will be DOM content loaded. So our JavaScript will not try to run this particular code before our elements loaded. So what does it mean? Our elements will not cause us an error, because sometimes when you don't do that, right, your JS starting to execute first before your elements rendered, and this is how you get an error. We don't want that. Okay, so instead what I'm going to do, I'm going to define a button. I'm going to say const button and select the button from our index.html. Query selector, this is another way how we can actually grab elements from the HTML page. So in our case, since it's just a tag, not a class, I'm going to just type button. And I'm going to do the same thing that we did before, add event listener. But instead of doing to the document itself, right, it will listen only for this button. And in our case, we just want to register event that is clicked, right? So as soon as user will click on the page, we're going to change our heading. So in this case, we're going to grab our heading, so document query selector h1, and we're going to update property text content. Let's see. I want to test it, like, let's see. I was manipulated by JavaScript. Perfect. Okay, cool. So this is good. Let's just check our browser right now and trying to click on the page. Okay, perfect. That works. Fantastic. I love that. So right now, let's just maybe change our button. When it's clicked, our text content will change to a good job. Let's change the style, because this is in the video I was telling you that, yeah, you can manipulate just text in these elements and style. So let's just change the background color, like maybe this one. Let's do white color. Let's update font size, padding, border. Just we'll doing fancy. And the last one will be our border radius, and transition. Okay. Awesome. I love it. Looks absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's just quickly check. All right, page says hi. Oops, I think I forgot to add border. I mean, remove the border. Let's just add a button style border. And this will be none, because you saw this like not pleasant black border there. That is one not we want. Okay, fixed. Let's go back and check that. Refresh the page. Yep, alert. Yep, that's what I wanted, no border. Perfect. So now let's move next. So right now I want you to go to your index.html and take a look at this line. Script source, script.js. This is how we linked our HTML file to our external script.js, right? But you might also notice that we have actually embedded a script directly into the page. So this probably reminds you of how we can internally link our CSS, right? So kind of logic is quite similar. So remember the style tag in HTML. So pretty much the same thing with script. You can internally write your JavaScript code in HTML. Maybe it's actually better to not mix JavaScript and HTML. So I would prefer you guys to use a separate file, so it will be it will be cleaner, just like easier to manage, you know. So, but if you just need a quick test, small examples, embedded scripts works just fine. Alright, so before we finish this video, I want to mention a few terms that you're likely to encounter during your JavaScript journey. So first, there is jQuery. It was heavily used before modern frameworks appeared. So today, it's considered legacy, even though many websites still use it. And for new projects, it's best to avoid jQuery and stick with modern JavaScript or frameworks. So yeah, if you go to Stack Overflow, you might see a lot of jQuery scripts. Don't use them. This is old. This is legacy. You don't want it. This is the past. Stay away. Okay, so let's just talk a little bit about frameworks. I mentioned this word. So since our DOM manipulation is one of the JavaScript core features, so different companies and developers created multiple libraries and frameworks to make it easier to work with DOM, manipulate it, and here we go. You probably heard about React, Vue, Angular, and we have so many more right now. So you can check out the React video I created and my blog post and build maybe a small React application, get the taste of what modern frameworks offer. But yeah, first of all, I would definitely recommend you to learn the basics of JavaScript before diving into any framework. This is essential. You might think, oh, no, I'll just do React first. No, I would really, really highly recommend take some time to understand JavaScript. It will be much more easier to grasp React. And you can also, with vanilla JavaScript, you can get any framework, any library, because you already know the language, right? So it's a solid foundation and it will make your learning much easier and more effective. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to support me, and I'll see you in the next video.